What's good?
What's up, guys? We're back from Another Perspective, and we're here to review The Exorcist Believer.
Believe it or not.
Are you a believer, son?
Nah. After watching this movie, I'm good. You can believe all you want, but believe over there.
Exactly. This movie was directed by David Green, who created the Halloween trilogy series that came out 2018 on. Love it or hate it, I thought it was pretty good. Maybe the third movie, not so great. But anyway, distributed by Universal Pictures. They make some pretty awesome movies. This is basically going off of the first Exorcist. This is a sixth movie in the franchise, but this is the second movie behind the original Exorcist.
Yep.
So after little girl's, turning her head around in the bed and stabbing herself with a crucifix and where, doing all that crazy stuff, globally known and people passing out and stuff, they bring this movie. And we'll get to if it lives up to the hype or not.
Yeah, so this one basically is going to be about two little girls that go off playing in the woods and they get lost.
Yeah.
Parents are go crazy looking for them. They finally find them, 4 days later?
They're found in a barn or whatever. They get lost or they get possessed.
Yeah.
But they're found in a barn and by some boy. I think you said, or a week later, or something like that. It was a while later.
Yeah, but for them, it was only like a couple hours.
Yeah, they were like, we're only gone for 2-3 hours. Like, no, y'all been gone for a minute. Yep. Y'all bad kids.
Obviously, they get possessed.
Yeah.
And
so then it goes
we have an Exorcist. Yep. Mm-hmm. Seriously, it goes downhill. Very downhill.
Instead of one, it's two girls.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
The next movie's going to be 3 girls.
Hopefully,
you better be a believer by then.
Yeah, really. I was about to say they might not make it. Well, they're going to make another one because Universal bought this whole franchise for a whopping $400 million.
Like, damn. I'd have gave you all the movies bootlegged for fucking $200 million.
I think you could watch the original Exorcist online because it's a part of it's public. So it's been that old, so you could just pull it up. So not worth $400 million. Anyway,
cast.
Yeah.
Leslie Odom Jr. is going to be playing Victor, who's father of one of the possessed girls, Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Angela is played by Lydia Jewett.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Katherine, the other possessed girl, who's played by Olivia O'Neill. And then you have a couple priests and pastors in there, who is Ejai Bonilia, who's Father Maddox. You got Raphael Sparge, who's the pastor who doesn't do nothing. You got Miss Chris MacNeil. She's the mom of the original Exorcist, of the possessed little girl, and she's played by Ellen Burstyn.
Yes.
I hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
If not, please don't.
It's closer than a lot of the names we pronounce.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, box office was $27.2 million on the opening weekend. And the budget was $30 million. So technically, if you don't look at how much Universal bought it for, they actually did pretty darn good for your opening weekend. I'm sure a lot of old school Exorcist people wanted to see this movie, and so they came out they saw it, but they did not make up for how much this whole franchise cost Universal Studios. So they got a lot of work to do. Maybe make like a TV show. I don't know.
They might, huh? With everything that they do nowadays, everything's a freaking TV show.
Movies.
Seriously.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it 22%, which is terrible, really bad. IMDb gave it 5.1 out of 10. Google gave it 62%. So, your fans out there, anyone can get on Google, type up a review. So you guys hated it and loved it. Same with Popcorn Score, 59%, which are a little more like they're known, like they're like me and you, but they're known. It's like on Rotten Tomatoes, you can they're like, okay, they're fans, but they're not paid, stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know, it's weird, but they get a little more, I guess, credit other than Google. Google reviewers are, like I said, your son can get on Google and post a review.
True.
Yeah, Popcorn's a little more difficult. But anyway, 59%, so still under that. You wanted
threshold.
You wanted over 70, really.
Yep.
Yeah, you want that 70 and up. So overall, this movie did not go well with fans. There's a lot of mixed reviews on it, but yeah, overall, my review, 4 out of 10. I did not like this movie. I thought it was too long. I thought that the beginning started off all right. I was okay, what's going to happen? What's going on? And then it just like kept dragging on. And then it's like certain scenes where they could have done things, they didn't. I feel like the original Exorcist really brought... It was boring, don't get me wrong, but at the moments where it mattered, it did its thing, and it was its own thing. So when you make a sequel, it becomes more difficult because you're trying to make your own movie, but I think they depended too much on the original, which is why I gave it low score. The actors were all, they were cool. The father of Angela was, I thought he was a good actor.
Oh, he played his role really well.
I thought he played his role really well. I thought a couple people did. But a couple of people we didn't name, like there was a detective. I thought she was just, she had way too many lines. I feel like there were some people that had way too many lines. There's a pastor that had way too many lines. And I feel like they just did too many things that led to nothing. But, 4 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Well, I mean, shit, after hearing that, I don't feel too bad about my rating. I gave this a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
5 out of 10 because Donivan has a point. Yes. I mean, well, not average. No, this was an average movie. It was slow paced for me. Like in the beginning, it did have some, suspense to it, but you didn't see much of the demon girls, the possessed girls. Like you said, you didn't really focus in on that. Right. You saw them pop up, that one jump scare where she comes out the window and stuff. You're like,
exactly.
Oh, shit, what the hell?
And after that, though, it's like, okay.
No, and then the next thing you know, you're already exercising them. Or exorcising them, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So it was pretty quick towards the end, and I didn't feel like they didn't really go into depth about being possessed. Them being possessed, they were lost. You don't know what happened to them. The only time you see any demon come out is at the end. Sorry if I'm spoiling it for you guys, but it's part of my rating. It's like, hey,
guys.
But hey, it's. They did good with the whole makeup and everything. Like they looked a little creepy. But I wish they showed more of that.
For sure.
That's what I was missing. And
yeah,
it was kind of like they were too focused on the story of everybody or bringing everybody together that they really didn't show the action.
Exactly. They brought some old characters back from the original, things of that nature, which is pretty cool. But I think they banked on that a little too much. And even the old character they bring back, she does something that's just like, why would you even do that? Like, what we're seeing and what they're saying feels like two completely different things. Like certain actions that she does, I'm like, you're claiming you experienced this before, but your actions are showing something completely different. Right. But we'll get to that into the spoilers and everything. But yeah, I mean, so 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I say don't watch it. I don't know. You can wait till Netflix has it, or I don't know who Universal's going to give it to. Maybe Peacock. You can wait for that. Because I think Peacock has Halloween on it, or what, Max?
I was going to say Max, I think.
Maybe Max. So, yeah, wait for that. Wait for it to come out on Max or
Amazon
whatever.
Amazon gets everything. You just got to pay.
Yeah, just got to pay $3.99, but better than going to movies, wasting your time.
Yep.
But you might love it. Who knows? But that's our non-spoiler review, guys. So catch us on the spoiler. We will be spoiling the hell out of it like we always do.
Oh, yeah. You already know.
But
like, comment, subscribe before you get there. Yeah. And we'll see you at the spoilers.
See you guys.
Peace.
Body in the blood? Body in the blood? Katherine. Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body and the blood! Katherine! The body and the blood! The body and the blood!
Cool.
Alright, spoilers, we're back.
What's up,
Believers.
Believers, not us.
Nah. Well, I was talking to you because apparently you believed in this review.
There you go.
But yeah, man, it was a slow start, bro.
It was a slow start.
The whole being in Africa and the earthquake, nothing happening. I thought that was kind of like a little paranormal stuff, but no, everybody felt the earthquake.
Yeah, so
I mean, it was sad. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you had Leslie Odom Jr. playing Victor Fielding, who ends up, being the father of one of our girls that is possessed in the movie.
Yep.
He goes with his wife while she's pregnant, and she gets some type of, it's supposed to be a blessing over the child, which I guess it was. A blessing over the child or whatever in the beginning of the movie over in Africa, somewhere in Africa, right? And so that all goes down, and there's a big earthquake. The mom doesn't make it, but the daughter does. And that's where our father ends up losing his belief in everything. Like he does, like, I don't believe in God. So that is a pretty important scene, I guess, if you think about the character himself, because throughout the movie it takes him a while to believe what he's seeing when his own daughter, Angela, is possessed. So but other than that, I mean, I don't know. It's like, do we need like, what was it, like a 15-minute scene?
It was a long.
It was a long scene.
It was a long act one before the girls came out and then started walking to the woods. I was like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's So anyway, like I said, they get to walking into the woods from school. Bad girls, lying to their parents. Yep. We're gonna go to so and so's house. Angela and Katherine. I mean, why is it always a Katherine? I think there was another movie with a Katherine in it, right? Where she was
recently?
Like, not recently. I don't know. Scratch that if it's wrong, but I don't know. It seems like maybe I don't know. Sorry, Catherine's, but
y'all
something about it, possessed and demons and stuff.
Maybe.
But they go to the woods and that's where they get possessed. They're later found, I think a week later, 3 days later, maybe a long time, to where police are out there searching, and they're finally found, and they're together shaking in a barn. And they think it's only been 2-3 hours when they're in the hospital. But then slowly but surely you start seeing the possession part, which is part 2 of the movie. And I can say that was actually pretty interesting because you didn't know what you were getting out of it. I think you've all seen in the trailer that one scene where she's in the church and she's like,
body in the
blood. Because I think they were doing communion and all that in the church, and she's walking down the hall. I wanted the pastor to, I don't know, float in there, catch on fire or something. The nun did it.
Right.
Spoiler. But, it's like, body in the blood. It's like, okay. But nothing happens. No. And it's like, all right, they just take her back to the hospital.
I thought there was going to be blood coming out of the glass.
Something. I mean, her floating, her bending over, start crawling, something. I mean, nothing. She's just like, body in the blood. And it's just like, okay, it's not... It's just annoying. She keeps saying the same thing over. Maybe if this was back in the 90s, maybe it's like, I've never seen that before. Yeah. We've seen it before.
I mean, there's only so much you can do with little girls, too. Before
That's
it's
true.
like, I mean, I don't think they're all that flexible where they can do all that.
Hey, Megan, didn't she do some flexible stuff? I mean...
True. But wasn't that the older actor at that point?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. You're flexible when you're younger, right? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe. But, they say babies can do all kinds of things.
Sounds making excuses for them. They got CGI, put somebody behind them and, do something.
Hey,
Human centipede the thing. I don't know. Right. It's like, I don't know.
No human centipede on that.
I ain't giving movies no more excuses. This was trash. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, man.
First and second part, the second act, again, I thought was pretty good because it had build-up.
It did have build-up.
What is going on? The third act, I feel like they just did too much, and it was like I don't know. It could have been good. It's just that they relied too much on the original. So there was one scene where this is supposed to be this badass preacher, and he didn't so he met up with the other Catholic preachers, and they were like, we forbid you from doing this exorcism. So this man tells them how to do the exorcism. When they have their daughters. They took their daughters out of the hospital, by the way, and strapped them to chairs inside their homes. This man tells them how to do the exorcism, but says, I can't do it. Stays in the car and starts praying. I'm like, you good for nothing. So you send in this guy, you send in Victor's neighbor, both his neighbors, one across the street, one right beside him. You send in Angela's parents, which was Katherine and... Wait, no. Katherine was a little girl. Yeah, you send in both her parents, basically. And then you send in their parents' pastor. And then you send in, you were supposed to send in the pastor. Oh, no. Then you send in this chick from Africa that knows some different type
voodoo
of... She knows some voodoo stuff.
Black magic stuff.
So they're like, we're going to bring all the religions together. We're going to save our daughters.
Yeah.
And, none of it works. And then, basically... And then here comes the priest later on. After saying all that stuff, I'm not going to help. So the whole thing they say is, don't touch the girls. This man he's doing some good stuff. He's like, he's like going in. He's like, And then it's like, they're doing like this. And then he puts his hands on their heads.
Oh, man.
So it's like, okay, well, obviously something's going to happen.
Slowly but surely.
his head turns.
Oh man.
And he's dead. He doesn't turn
he
like
dies.
the girl in the first one where she's okay.
Yeah,
he's dead.
It started bulging. Like, it
Yeah,
got
you see
messed
it.
up.
He's done.
Yeah, he got buzzed.
So
up,
that
man.
happened. Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, but that was the last act. The build up was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, in the hospital scene where she just runs. Where is it, Angela? Where she just runs to the glass.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean
they had a lot of expectations on its hands.
Yeah,
it's just that it was too safe. I feel like you got these girls and it's okay. We're just gonna strap them to the chair and stuff. No repercussions. Now they did have it to where before they all came together, the parents of Katherine decided to take her out the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And bring her to the house, and it's
that
like,
was not a good idea.
why would you bring her? So Victor and also Chris MacNeil, they go into the house because he finds Chris, and he's like, "Hey, I need your help."
Yep.
She's like, "That's fine. I've been through this before. I got you."
Mm-hmm.
Go in there empty-handed.
She's supposed to be the OG,
triple OG.
But,
she's like, "My daddy went through the same thing. I got you."
She was like rookie of the year in this one.
I mean, she goes in this girl's room, get out of her body and all this. So she ain't gonna listen. So the girl, Katherine, goes up to her, pops her eyes out. And it's just like,
man.
At least you're alive, I guess, but like you saw that coming.
You
really thought, this is not the little girl, this is a demon. And you're like, leave her alone. Okay, I'm about to mess with you now. Like, I don't know.
She wasn't even doing any kind of prayers. She wasn't doing nothing. There was no exorcism going on. She just straight right down. She could talk to this little girl and get the demon out of her. Like, girl, you out of your damn mind. And then on top of that, I wish they would have done more damage.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you said, Victor had Angela at a freaking psych house.
Yeah.
Just because she over here, what did she do at the house? She was bleeding. I think she
basically tore up the house or whatever. I think she did something to the mom. The dad was just there crying. He's always crying.
Yeah.
The mom. No, was it the mom they found first and then the dad?
No, the dad I think was praying or
he was crying,
and the mom was with the other kids in the kitchen, hiding. But it's like I didn't see no damage. It would have been good to show what happened at the house.
Yeah,
something that would have been some good action.
Oh my gosh, she threw her brother out the window or something.
Right?
Like something
That'd be crazy.
You say you got this possessed demon, like they don't do nothing, like they just sit
on the
there.
bed, laying there.
She broke out of her stuff, so it's like she's just sitting in the bed.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, like, the only cool part was her saying to Chris MacNeil, we know who you are or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all this
Your
kind of
daughter's
stuff.
in hell.
Yeah, your daughter's in hell. They don't do that. But anyway.
But they played it safe.
They
played
it
safe.
I don't know.
Which is why my rating was so low, because I feel like they didn't show the girls enough in their possessed demon mode doing possessed demon shit.
And the biggest thing about a possessed demon is they said some off the wall stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but they didn't like cuss them out like a lot or all that. Like Key and Peele did it better. I don't know if you saw the video where it's like fuck you, man. It's like I'll suck your dad. It's like what? It's like what the hell? But like, cause I think it was Keenan or whatever. It was acting like it was Jordan was acting like the possessed person or whatever, the girl.
Okay.
And Keenan's in the power of Christ compels me. The power of Christ compels me. And then the demon's like, I'll suck a dick. And then he looks at the parent. He's like, can y'all leave the room for a second while I talk to the demon? But it's like, I'm not saying that. But you know what I mean? Say some off the wall stuff like, like Angela said something to the father like, you chose mom over me.
Right.
And then it shows a flashback to where after the mom suffered the earthquake, the doctors were like, we can only save one. He chose the mom died, the daughter lived. So, okay.
I don't want you, bitch.
Yeah. And he was like, how'd you know about that? Like the demons know things. But it's just like, something like, say the pastor, we saw you with the children. Like something like, bro, like.
But they should have got up and do more stuff. Because that's why they strapped down on the first exorcism. Didn't she climb on the wall? Wasn't she trying to do stuff? Grab people by the neck and everything?
She was doing all type of stuff throughout the movie, and then this one they saved it towards the end where at the end they floated out of their chairs, out of their buckles.
Yeah, but still they didn't attack nobody except for Chris.
That's it.
Just right on her eyes.
So I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah. 4 out of 10 for me, guys. If you didn't see it,
5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Don't go watch it. Save your money. It'll be on the streaming app in a couple weeks.
Wait for streaming. Wait for streaming, guys.
that brings us to the conclusion of this non-believing review. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Show some love, comment, share. You know the deal. You know the drill.
Catch you guys later on another review from another perspective.
Peace.